Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rukahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity. Scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. Going to be sent around the topic of World War III and the build up of these nuclear missiles, these instruments of death, right? Because over the past few days, there's been reports of different events taking place, Salakia, to where these different nations, major nations' nuclear arsenals are being updated, and they're not doing that for no reason, right? They're not updating their missiles to not use them. This is an article by AlJazeera.com. It's entitled, "Is Trump launching a new nuclear arms race with first U.S. test in 33 years?" Right, and we know that number 33, for these elites, is code. Right, they speak into each other, through these numbers and different different symbols, right? But we got this guy Trump. He's reportedly said that he wants to start back testing the United States missiles. Trump announced that he will start testing nuclear weapons regularly. Here's what that means for the world. So on a regular basis, he's going to be going through testing the arsenal, and likely building upon that which he already has, right? United States President Donald Trump said on Thursday that he had instructed the Department of War, they're saying defense, but it's no longer the title, to immediately restart testing of nuclear weapons. Right, and it goes on to state that it's been 30 years, over 30 years, 33 specifically, since they last did this. And, you can argue this is just in response to what Russia, America's arch nemesis, is doing. Right, this is IndianExpress.com. The Burevestnik missile, how Russia's new nuclear powered weapon can change the arms race. Right, so there's clearly an arms race out there for nuclear weapons. Okay, because these leaders and nations understand the time period that we are in, okay, is not one of peace, right? Putin first announced the Burevestnik in March 2018, describing it as a nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed cruise missile with unlimited range and unpredictable trajectory. Okay, the scriptures say that these arrows that none shall miss their mark, right? Because of the guidance systems that they're equipped with to give it pinpoint accuracy, okay? They're able to fit one of these things through your window, all right? And they're gonna use them. These weapons will be utilized, okay? But hearing different news events like this taking place, we understand that time is short, okay? And that ultimately that third woe cometh quickly. This is Revelations 11 and 14. This second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's right. That third woe being World War III. Okay. Which will be the most destructive war, to ever take place. And it will feature some weaponry in which the world has never seen used before, right? In the form of those intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? And they're going to be devastating, all right? This is Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is fought with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be burning and fuel of fire. Right. Before then, even more so of recent, you have the sound of what, or if you was to put this in an ancient perspective, right, you got the siege towers, right? You got the cavalry. Okay, you got artillery pieces. Okay. You got the infantrymen, with the swords and the shields and, the armor. And then in the modern sense, you got tanks. Okay. You got shots ringing out. Okay. And in some instances, you still even have hand-to-hand combat. But the Lord said that this one is not going to be fought the same way. All right. And you get a glimpse of that over there in Ukraine. Primarily, most of that war is fought with drones and missiles, which is the future of warfare. Right. And World War III is going to be fought the same way. But instead of just conventional missiles, they're going to be nuclear warheads, right? And they're going to, bring a destruction in the likes of, as the scriptures put it, the earth rolled to, as a scroll, right? Elements melting with fervent heat. Okay, that's what's coming, in World War III. This is Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. And those Medes are, the modern day Russians, right? Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So it's just going to be pure death. That's going to be on the spirit of these Russian leaders. Okay, they won't be able to be bribed. They're only gonna want blood. Okay. The Lord is hardening the hearts of these kings to go through with the act that they about to commit, because it's about to be, it's in thought, it's a genocidal act to rain missiles down upon America the way that they will. There's not going to be any survivors, and the world is going to understand that when it happens, right? Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. See? Ain't gonna be no sympathy. Ain't gonna be no mercy. Okay? It ain't gonna be, what about the kids? It's gonna be fuck them kids. Right? And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Right, and we know, we well understand what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, fire and brimstone. Okay, an unlivable environment even to this day. Well, the same is going to happen to America. Okay, it should be in the same steed, but even greater. Right? This is Job 20 and 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Right? Referencing those ICBMs. Okay, and he's doing everything. And he's going to try to do everything to avoid this fate. Okay? Diplomacy is not going to work. Okay? He's trying to push back this, inevitable day. But it's to no avail. All right. It must come to pass, man, because it's written. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him, because when they see it, a lot of people, they ain't gonna be able to take it. Matter of fact, it's a movie on Netflix. Forget the name of it. But pretty much it depicts the launch of a single missile, nuclear missile, at Chicago from a foreign country, and just the sheer terror and dread that are, that's on these leaders' faces, and how they, scriptures say all faces turn to pale. Man, they were in shock, sick, because they knew it was nothing that they could do to stop it. And they knew that the consequences would be devastating. But that was just for one. The Lord promised 200 million for Babylon. So it'll be much worse. So with that, I give all praise and the glory to Yahweh, Bashem, El Shaddai, Shem, Rakakudas, Wa, Abba, Babal, and DTA.